Breaking. Iran launches retaliatory missile strikes on Israel. Middle East on the brink of full-scale war. By IQD to VND News. June 14, 2025. War clouds over the Middle East. Iran strikes back. In a dramatic and escalating turn of events, the skies over Tel Aviv and Jerusalem lit up with explosions as Iran launched multiple retaliatory missile and drone strikes on Israeli territory. This marks a severe escalation following Israel's controversial airstrikes on Iranian nuclear and military targets just a day prior. Live footage from Tel Aviv shows plumes of thick smoke rising over the city skyline. Emergency sirens wailed across central Israel as air defense systems intercepted a barrage of incoming missiles. At least 7 people have been confirmed injured so far, according to emergency responders, with widespread reports of shattered windows, damaged buildings, and terrified residents rushing to shelters. What we know so far. Multiple waves of Iranian missile and drone strikes have targeted Tel Aviv, Jerusalem, and surrounding areas. 7 people injured in Israel, with 1 in moderate condition. A major explosion was reported in the Dan region of Tel Aviv, with visible fire and smoke. Iran's Revolutionary Guard confirmed a 3rd wave of retaliatory strikes is currently underway. Israeli Air Force has reportedly struck back, hitting over 200 Iranian military sites. Explosions also reported in Tehran, Isfahan, and the city of Gandhar in Iran. Iran's airspace is now fully closed, grounding or rerouting hundreds of international flights. Russian President Vladimir Putin has contacted both leaders, condemning Israel's actions and offering to mediate. The United Nations Security Council is holding an emergency meeting, now underway in New York. Eye on the ground. Chaos in Tel Aviv and Jerusalem. Our correspondents in Jerusalem reported hearing low rumbles followed by thunderous booms just past midnight local time. Drones could be seen flying across the night sky, intercepted mid-air by the Iron Dome, Israel's missile defense system. Some drones made it through, resulting in loud explosions and visible damage in certain neighborhoods. Residents described the scenes as apocalyptic and unlike anything since 2014, as fear and uncertainty grip the region. Live footage shows Israeli firefighters responding to burning buildings and medics treating the wounded, while Israeli Defense Forces (IDF) scramble to reinforce their anti-missile systems. Iran's message. Red lines crossed. Iran's foreign minister released a chilling statement saying, "Israel has crossed every red line. These crimes will not go unanswered. The world must not remain silent." Iran's state media also confirmed the country had lost several high-ranking military commanders and 6 of its top nuclear scientists in Israel's earlier strike on Tehran, an event that has provoked this retaliatory firestorm. Explosions have rocked key Iranian cities, with air defense systems scrambling to intercept suspected Israeli drones and missiles. Civilian casualties are now being reported in Tehran, and children are confirmed among the dead, according to Iran's health ministry. Russia enters the conversation. Global powers respond. Russian President Vladimir Putin has directly contacted both Iran and Israel, condemning the strikes and calling for immediate de-escalation. Moscow is pushing for an international ceasefire agreement and has proposed emergency peace talks to be held in Istanbul. Meanwhile, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken has issued a brief statement urging both nations to exercise restraint and has confirmed that U.S. diplomatic and military assets in the region are now on high alert. China, France, and Germany have also called for an immediate ceasefire and a UN-led investigation into Israel's strikes on Iranian nuclear sites. UN Emergency Meeting Live. The world watches. In real time, the United Nations Security Council is convening an emergency session in New York City. The Iranian ambassador has demanded international sanctions against Israel, while Israel's envoy insists its actions were in legitimate self-defense, following years of Iranian arms shipments to Hezbollah and Houthi militias. Global markets are already reacting. Oil prices surged past $120 per barrel, and the Middle East stock indexes plummeted, signaling financial fallout across global economies. Where this could go: war or resolution? As the situation spirals, analysts warn of the potential for a full-blown regional war. With Iran and Israel exchanging direct fire and both sides suffering casualties, the conflict could pull in proxy forces across Syria, Lebanon, Iraq, and Yemen. The involvement of major powers like Russia and the US only adds to the combustible mix. This could be the most serious escalation in the Middle East since the Gulf War, or even the Six-Day War, according to some military historians. Timeline of escalation. Day 1. Israel strikes Iranian nuclear sites and military targets in Tehran, Isfahan, and Qom. Day 2. Iran launches first wave of retaliatory missiles and drones. Day 3. Today. A third wave of missile strikes hits Tel Aviv, Jerusalem. Explosions rock both Israeli and Iranian cities. UN calls emergency session. Civilians trapped in the crossfire. Millions of civilians on both sides are now caught in the crossfire. Israel's national emergency services are stretched to their limits, while Iranian hospitals are overwhelmed by casualties. Schools, airports, and businesses remain closed indefinitely across both nations. Airlines have suspended operations through Iranian and Israeli airspace. International air travel to the region has nearly halted, and embassies are evacuating staff. What happens next? 1. Further strikes likely. Military experts predict more retaliation from both sides over the next 48 hours. 2. Cyber attacks expected. Iran and Israel have both engaged in cyber warfare before, and infrastructure attacks are possible. 3. Proxy war expansion. Hezbollah in Lebanon and Houthi rebels in Yemen may soon join the conflict. 4. Global economic fallout. Oil, trade, and currency markets could face severe disruptions. 5. International mediation efforts. All eyes are on the UN and Russia's proposed mediation talks. Final thoughts. A dangerous turning point. This is not just another skirmish. It's a turning point in Middle East history. As the world holds its breath, the decisions made in the next 24 hours could shape the future of global peace or ignite a multi-front war. Stay tuned with IQD to VND News for continuous updates, live footage, analysis, and expert interviews. What do you think? Will this escalate into a full war? Or can diplomacy still stop it? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Subscribe now for breaking news alerts, verified updates, and expert breakdowns, only on IQD to VND News. Turn on the bell icon to stay informed.